All right, they want us to find the equation of a circle with the center at the point -2, -4, and a point on the circle 4, -2. So our graph, -10, -4 is the center. -10, -4, there's your center. And then a point 4, -2, 4, -2. So the easy part is coming up -10, -4. That means that part of my equation is very simple. It's going to be x plus 10 squared plus y plus 4 quantity squared. That's the equation of a circle. Equals, but now the hardest part is finding what the radius is. So I got to find the radius and put it in there. Well, to find the radius, I need to make this line right here and figure out what that line, what the length of that line is. And how do I find the distance between 2 points? Remember how to find the distance between 2 points? And you don't remember? Well, really what it is you're using Pythagorean's theorem is really all you're doing. You're making a right triangle and you're finding a squared. This is, let's call this side over here a squared. And what's a squared? That distance is just the vertical distance. It's -2. What's the distance between -2 and -4?
2.
It's 2. So that distance is 2. And this distance is 10 plus another 4. So that's 14. If this is 2 and this is 14, then what's c squared? Or in other words, what's the distance? I call it d squared, the distance that we're looking at. Well, I do 14 squared plus 2 squared equals c squared, right? And then take the square root of it to find what that is. So c equals the square root of 14 squared plus 2 squared, which equals the square root of 200, which if I simplify that, 200 is 100 times 2, right? And 100 is a perfect square. So that's 10 square roots of 2, because 200 is 100 times 2. And I can break it up like that. And the square root of 100 is 10. So 10 root 2 is it's the square root of 100, right? That's the square root of 100. Square root of 200 is the radius. So I don't even have to do that, because when I put that in there, what's going to happen to the square root and the square root? It's going to cancel out, and you're just going to get 200. So there's your equation. The equation of your circle. There's your center, and there's the radius squared. All right, see how that worked? By the way, that form, what I just did is basically the distance formula is just the square root of the x's added together plus, not added together, sorry, subtracted. The distance between them is when you'd subtract the two values, and the y is subtracted. But that distance formula is really just because if you look at the graph, it's just a right triangle, and there's the distance. There would be it would be -2 minus a -4, and minus a negative is plus a positive, so that just means 2 squared, right? And this is negative. Let's see, that is 4 minus -10. And minus a negative is a plus a positive, so that's just 4 plus 10, which is 14. And that's how it came up. So you could either use the distance formula, or you can use the fact that you know it's a right triangle that you can draw.
Okay.